So one of the things that when college came, so you come home at Christmas time or Easter vacations, and we'd all gather somewhere, you know. And so this one night we're gathering at Journal Square. We're standing opposite the Lowe's Theater, and saying like, well, it was the first night home from school, and saying, well, you know, and seeing guys we haven't seen in a couple of months, and it was like, what are we going to do tonight? And somebody said, let's go to the movies. And then it was like, well, you got any money? Who's got the money? So somebody said, well, let's just sneak in a show. And we had little secrets of how to even get into those shows. But this wasn't going to sneak in. Somebody said, let's just walk past the ticket taker. So 8, 9 of us just walked right past the ticket taker. And he had tickets, you know, tickets. Well, I don't know who the last guy was, but we all walked in and sat down. And thinking, this was easy, you know, we're just sitting here, now we're kidding around, laughing. And all of a sudden, all the lights went on in the theater. And there must have been 3 or 4 squad cars of police, you know, and that was like kind of half surrounded, right? They took us to a room, and I was a little nervous. I don't know if they were nervous. So now there's the police that are talking to us, and most of us are kind of like, you know, yes sir, no sir. And then he starts telling us that, you know, if we're arrested or something like that, that's on our record. If you ever want to be a lawyer, and you know, so we're kind of like getting a little nervous anyway. We finally apologized. They realized I think they thought we were a gang or something, like sneaking in. When he found out we were all just in college, you know, he kind of like said, okay, but just get out of here. And then I remember we left there and we went to Novento's for pizza. And my sister was in Novento's. She walked up to me and said, Dad's gonna be really mad at you. What's he gonna be mad at me for? And she said, because you got arrested sneaking in the movie. I have no idea how that circulated that quick. And we never saw the movie. And I said this once before. I think at my 25th anniversary, you guys were all there. And I remember saying that how much I am blessed knowing their friendships. Because I was really, when I think back on life and how life, you know, you meet certain people and your life can change a little bit, I was very, very, very blessed. These fun-loving guys, you know, we're coming down Hudson Boulevard. I think they call it Kennedy Boulevard now. And we're coming down, and List Drugstore was, you know, we were passing List Drugstore. Now, List Drugstore was probably the biggest drugstore in New Jersey. And out front was a display case. Not the window of the store, but a big display case. Big enough so that, you know, you could get in it. Well, we're coming down, I don't remember why we were coming down to Journal Square, but we're coming down, laughing, kidding around, and Jerry opens the back door of the display case and crawls inside, crosses his legs like Buddha or whatever you say, I don't know, you know, and he's in there like this, and people are passing by, and all of a sudden he goes, you know, and he starts making faces, and it was because he looked like he wasn't, you know, like it was a model or something, or a clay mannequin, you know, and people are like looking, all of a sudden he'd wink, you know, and he'd do all, and we were laughing like crazy, and all of a sudden Mr. List comes out. Now Mr. List was about 4'9" and about this wide, but I don't know, he grabbed you, and we're laughing like crazy. Nothing happened except it was just a lot of fun, and I think the guy kicked us out and told us to get out of here, or I don't know if he called the cops or what. But one of the things that I still remember is at Christmas time, we'd go all the way up the boulevard, and Jerry would stop at wherever the bus stops were, and he'd have us sing Christmas carols to all the girls that were waiting for the bus. And they got to know us. After a while, it was like, hello, hello, and knowing their names. And that was a lot of fun, at least Christmas time, going up singing to all the people at the bus stops. There was a night that you and maybe Joan, I don't remember who all was there, but you were all going to go out on it was a Saturday night. And this was Friday night, the night before. And I don't even remember where. Maybe we were going to Henry's, I don't remember where. And we were going down to Liss's. We had done something, and then we were coming to Liss's to have a soda or a hamburger or something like that. And as we were walking down the boulevard towards Liss's, I know Dan and yourself were talking about saying, "Hey Walt, you're coming, you know, the next night wherever you guys were going." And I said, "No, I'm not going. I'm not going." And anyway, you started kidding me about not having a date. And I said, it's not that, I just don't want to go. We got to about Bond's store, and there was a young lady looking in the window by herself. So this would have been about 9 o'clock at night, maybe, or maybe 10 o'clock, I don't remember. And anyway, you and Dan went over and talked to him. And Dan said to me, why don't you ask that girl, come out with us tomorrow night. Now you knew her, so anyway, it got to be, nah, that's all right. Anyway, you and Dan invited her to come with us, and there was like 6 or 7 of us going down to Liss's for a soda. And she came. And Dan kept saying to me, you know, what, you know, and then he started kidding me, he said, you know, she wouldn't go with you anyway. Dan said, you want to go out tomorrow night? And she said, no. So then Dan says, not with me, with him. And he pointed to me. And she said, doesn't he have a tongue? And Dan says, ask her. And I said, I don't want to go. I know I don't want to go, you know? Anyway, we come out of Liss's, and she said, did these guys always crack on you like that? And I said, no, we're just, you know. So then I'll never forget this. She said, well, I don't know if you want to go or not. She said, but I could stand a good night going out with some good people. So I went out with her. You know who it was?
Who?
Patricia. Pat Burkle became
Pat Burke?
a love of mine that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Pat went to God.
Yeah.
But it's you guys that actually brought me to that. And I'll tell you, I get a tear in my eye, but it's okay. I don't care where you show it. Because I'll never forget that. I'll never forget you guys and the love you had for yourselves and for the others. Wasn't it good people? Good people. Good people.
That's terrific.
And you know what? It's because of you, brother, that I am very, very blessed in life for lots and lots of reasons.
Very nice.
There's a story that I can tell. It's about a monk, and he's going for a long walk, and he comes across a lotus pond. And in the lotus pond is a lotus flower. And he looks at the lotus flower and he says, your beauty and your fragrance reminds me of God. And the lotus flower blushed. So he went for another walk, and came another pond, and there was another lotus flower in the pond. And before the monk could say anything, the lotus flower said, oh monk, come and look at me, and know that my beauty and my fragrance would remind you of God. And the monk walked away in disgust. So I like these stories because I think them and they're philosophical, I pray them. Jerry and all of your friends and loved ones, family, you're like that first lotus flower. You might blush a little bit, brother, but you're a beautiful, beautiful guy. And your love and your friendship and your family and all your stuff reminds us of a God who's always compassionate and blessed and loving. So thank you, brother.
What a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you.